Hello, my name is Emma Bogdan. I work with YWAM for the last 13 years, and together with my husband and another colleague, we pioneered a base in southwest of Romania in a city called Craiova. Yeah, you can say Craiova. Craiova. I didn't know it's so hard to do a recording. I prefer to talk face to face with people, to have the interaction. But here I am. I was asked to make a short video about challenges that we face as women in leadership and in leadership teams in YWAM. So I can talk about challenges a lot. So today I say just few of them that maybe even some of you are facing right now. And because I think one of the challenges is my own personalities, or one thing that creates more challenges for myself, it's my own personality. Because I tend to compare now with my husband. He's a visionary, he's strategic, he's goal-oriented, he's funny leader, and I am more practical. Okay, let's do it. I'm more direct, pragmatic. I see things where the first things that I see is those that are not functioning. So when I see that, I try to solve it right away. And this brought me so many headaches and almost got me to burnout, because I wanted to solve everybody's problems and also to do their work. And at one moment I realized, and somebody very wise told me that I'm not the Holy Spirit, so I need to give space to people. I need to let them learn, grow, face hard times, and do even let them in doing things in their own way, in their own rhythm, even if sometimes that for me is very frustrating, because I like things to be done and solved quick and fast, and this is me. So I don't know how you are as a women leader, but sometimes my way of being very direct is taken so hard, and I bring offense to people. And recently I found myself in doing this, and I realized that I need to change something in my leadership and in the way I communicate things, even if I'm right, or I know it's better way of doing things. I need to let it go, and I need to let people solve their own problems and be there for them, not solve their problems. So if you are a leader like me, we need to just stay back and let the Holy Spirit do his job. Okay, so this is one challenge that I face as a woman in leadership in a team, in a base in YWAM. I worked also outside of YWAM and in a big company, and I was in sales manager, so I had some leadership roles, but it was totally different to work with employees than to work with volunteers, with people that wants to serve God, but not necessarily they are very professionals. So yeah, it's a different way of doing things, and I'm learning and switching my mindset on how to empower this young generation and how to be more supportive for them. Another thing that can be a challenge for me, and it is a challenge for me sometimes, to set priorities. Actually, not to set priorities, but to keep the priorities that I set, because I do set priorities and I say this, but I find myself so many times in doing emergencies rather than what's a priority for me. Yeah, I need to come back sometimes, and helpful is when I have a team around me, because they can help me with my blind spots. They can bring balance to me, and I love YWAM because they put so much importance in leading in teams and not just one leader, as we in the ex-communist countries we were taught to. There's the leader, follow the leader, whatever he say, we do like this. But in YWAM, we need to lead in teams, and it's such a big value for me, and I do value it so much because it prevents us from doing bad decisions, and it helps us to when we are stuck as leaders and we don't see how we can get out of this, there's another one in the team that can bring new perspective and bring more encouragement and help us go through challenges are in front of us. So leading in teams, don't lead by yourself. That's another challenge that we are exposed to, especially when you are in a pioneering situation or it's just few people in the team and there's no one else. Still find people around you that you can talk and you can share things and be accountable. And accountability is also very important in leadership. Otherwise, you can get lost very easily. Another challenge can be, and it is, finances. As a leader, I do carry the burden of finances, not just for me, for my family, but also for the base, for people in the team, and for the ministry. It's a lot of responsibility that sometimes it's a burden, and I find myself so often to complain about lack of finances. And it's so good that I have my husband and others in the team that are more positive, and maybe they have more faith for this. I don't know. But it's a challenge for me to trust God when I see that the accounts are empty and we need to pay the rent and all the bills and everything. But somehow I see that God is providing in a way or another because it's His ministry. And when it's hard, I need to go back to God and say, God, this is your ministry. Help us with this. And God is there, I promise, because He promised He's with us in trials. He didn't say we will not have trials, but He wants us to lean on Him and to put all our trust in Him, even for finances. Sometimes other challenges can be, as a woman, having small children and still be in leadership, and even more hard when you are in pioneering situation, when you don't have so many people like in big bases. There are everybody has their own place, but in a pioneering situation you have to do almost everything. And for us it was not easy having two small children when we moved here in Craiova, and had to do everything from accounting, legal papers, cooking, and everything else, communication. But yeah, so cherish those of you that are in a bigger team because you can focus more on your calling. But as a leader in pioneering, it's not that it's not my calling, but sometimes I tend to get lost, and I almost got in burnout because of that. So these are some challenges that I face as a woman in leadership in YWAM in Romania, and now also in Central Europe, being part of the leadership in Central Europe. It has its own challenges, but I'm happy that God in a way prepared all my life for this. Yeah, so thank you for giving me trust in listening this, and I hope it's helpful for some of you. God bless you all.